Hi there, I'm Robert, and welcome to the High Desert Ranch and Homestead channel. Tonight I am going to focus on one of my, call it what you will, ramblings of a rancher, but I like to call it food for thought. And yes, I am wearing a coat. Nice. It is middle of August, but it is cold outside. I just checked on the calves, and it is 45 degrees, and we got snow earlier today up in the mountains. So they don't call it the high desert for nothing, right? Anyways, something that troubles me that I thought if you don't know, you should know about, and please pass it along to neighbors, friends, like-minded folks, because in the end, that's what's going to save us is surrounding yourself with like-minded folks, and not necessarily those with diversity of thought, because as we see, it's um, not working out so well for a lot of places here in the country. But anyways, it's this announcement. You probably saw it. It's the Secretary of Agriculture. There's so much going on. You probably didn't know about it, but Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack, um, old Tommy boy, he announced with glee and joy and gladness a 30%. Yes, let me repeat, a 30% permanent increase to the food stamp program, to the recipients of the food stamp program, which sounds good, yes, but it also worries me for a few reasons, and I'll go over those quickly, or as quick as I possibly can. Um, One is the announcements before, I can't even keep track anymore, but before this announcement, the White House, the government, whoever from our government came out with a statement about inflation, that there wasn't any inflation and there's nothing to worry about. And if there was, yeah, it was kind of like year over year, same old, same old. But anyone who's actually been living in reality here in the heartland of America, wherever you live, even in the city, you've noticed it. Yes, there has been inflation. Prices have increased on everything. And a certain character, he talked about us saving 16 cents on our Independence Day barbecue. Never mind, you paid an extra dollar per gallon per gas to go buy those groceries for Independence Day barbecue. You save 16 cents. Um, so with that in mind, that there's quote no inflation, why give a 30% raise or raise a 30% permanent increase, the largest increase ever in the food stamp program to the recipients of food stamps? And something to keep in mind is there's already been food shortages. They've been spot food shortages, but food shortages nonetheless. And that's something that they're trying to cover up. Companies are trying to do the best they can because they want to make a profit, so they're trying to supply. But sometimes there's been a lot of disruption in the last little bit, and so it's been harder to keep shelves and supplies in stock. I know the Walmart where I live in a very rural area, and the nearest Walmart is 20 miles away. And gradually over time they've had a harder time keeping their shelves stocked. There's been items they've been out of for months. And what I have noticed though is I've gone into the city, um, is I've kept track, and those Walmarts, they have no problem. Yeah, there are some items that are short, but they have no problem keeping those items in stock, which you can look at it from a few different ways. One is they are move a lot more product in these urban centers, so they want to keep them open and supplied. And but also too, and this is just me, I feel like they want to keep up the appearance that all is well. No reason to panic. But we've seen it. If you look hard enough, there's a lot of fast food chains, restaurant chains that have announced that they can't get certain supplies or products, and they don't know when they will. And it's the same in a lot of these industries. So when we hear from the media types, our overlords in the government, that there isn't a shortage, and that rest assured. But this latest announcement to me is one of those canaries in the mine that yes, in fact, there is trouble. There already is trouble, and there's even more trouble coming because Tom Vilsack said, yes, there is a Declaration of Independence. Yes, there is the Constitution, but people can't feed themselves. And so this is one way we can help them and also achieve political stability. And that right there is kind of the key for me when they talk about political stability, because when there's already fear, which last time I checked there's a lot of fear mongering going around, and then you throw in a little bit of hunger, um, people do just unspeakable things. Your nice neighbor that waves to you, just wait. When they're hungry and they can't feed their children and themselves, they'll do things that they normally wouldn't, and you wouldn't think they would. And so, on the surface, this might seem like a really good thing, but I think that this is just a sign of things to come, and things are only getting worse. It's as you start putting all the puzzle pieces together, connecting all the dots, you see the writing on the wall. And there's a lot of other things I want to get into. So as I come across them, or stuff that I even have kind of archived personally that I've come across, I want to do a food for thought little episode, because I think it's important to get that out there. You're not going to see a lot of this in mainstream media or from those in government, and if you do, it's going to be a quick little blip or a Friday news dump and on to the next major thing, which there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So a lot of distractions too, and diversion tactics going on right now. So to end on a high note, and one more thing is, we're already seeing the shortages, but we're also seeing an increased demand in products. So when you give essentially 42 million Americans, one in every, six is that, or seven? Either way, I'm not good at fractions. When you give them more money, it sounds like a good thing, but all you're going to do is you're going to not only increase demand, which is going to put a strain on the limited supply, but it's going to drive up the prices. Or kind of ironic, right? When you're dumping 20 to the tune of $20 billion more of government spending, it's just going to raise prices, which is ironic as far as inflation. And this whole notion about, for every dollar spent by the government via this program, it's going to generate $1.84 in the economy. And I don't even have time to get into that. That is bad math. That's government math for you right there. That's Common Core math. It would be a lot better if, again, now that I've said that, to end on a high note, and that would be, get what you can, get your house in order. If you don't have any kind of food storage, start on a week worth of your favorite meals and go from there. Get a 30-day, then 6 month, and 1 year, because if you can't help yourself, you're not going to be able to help others. And this is one of those things where if you are in a position to help. Be prayerful and mindful and observant of maybe someone who could stand in need, because the last thing we need is for more people to go on food stamps, which our economy has been destroyed, and so more people have, maybe they don't want to, but they've been forced to go onto the food stamps. And once you're on, it's kind of easy, especially when you're talking about the amount of money that's being shelled out as of October 1st to recipients, both old and new and current. And it's a lot cheaper when us as individuals go out and help each other and help those in our friends, our neighbors, those in the community, than for the government to administer a program. Because for every dollar I spend, which I can buy a lot with a dollar, not as much as I'd be able to used to, I will be able to do a lot more for a lot less than what the government does when they confiscate and then conjure up this math to make it sound like there's going to be so much benefit to the economy, when there just isn't. When government spends, it doesn't help in about 99% of the time. So do what you can, prepare. Rough times are coming, and in one of these I'm going to talk about the drought, because that's something that isn't being talked about. Mind you, it's cold because we got a lot of precipitation today, but there's already things that have been set in motion before all this rain arrived, at least around where I've lived, and from the folks I've talked to, that we're not only going to see impacts this year, but we're going to see impacts into the autumn, and then even into next year. The conversation come this time next year is going to be a lot different, and as in not a good thing. So prepare, do what you can. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit that bell notification button, and share with like-minded people. We need to get the word out, and folks that are awake, we need to wake up others and get them out of their sleep and get them prepared, because that's the only way you're going to make it through hard times that are coming. And they are coming. And I'm not even just talking from the biblical sense, but an economic and political sense as well. So again, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. And I'm glad that I could be your ticket to escape the ordinary here on the High Desert Ranch and Homestead.